When it comes to sports in Lorain, your station to watch is TV 20, Lorain City Schools Television.
Evening and welcome to George Daniel Field. Jay Ferguson, Bob Tomaszewski here for the home opener for the Lorain Titans 2014 football season. The Titans 1-1 and coming off a big win last week, Bob, against Elyria, host the 2-0 Toledo Scott Bulldogs. What do you think?
Well, for sure. I mean, we broadcast the Elyria game last week on WEOL, and as I'm sitting there, I could see those Titans getting better play after play after play. And then I was over at practice earlier this week and talking to Coach, and he said the kids are starting to buy in. They're believing in what they're trying to teach them. The coaches are doing a great job, giving them attaboys, and no yelling and screaming, but very businesslike. And I'm telling you, they're on the right track.
I talked to a lot of the seniors this week when I was up at the school, and a lot of positive feelings going on among the team. And while we were waiting for the Scott team to get here, I was down talking to some of the younger coaches and they were just amazed at the game planning that went on for Elyria last week. And you could hear the older coaches saying, that's what it takes.
Yeah, absolutely correct. I was here 2 weeks ago, and this was amazing. It's a little off the Toledo topic, but I saw 8th graders over in the corner being coached by people, freshmen over in the corner with their coaches, JVs over here, varsity over here. Everybody, there's 100 and some kids, they were all being coached. No one just standing around holding dummies as it was in the past. So the kids are getting some good, they're learning how to play the game.
And that's the concept of program, and that's what Lorain needs to build a winning tradition. So we'll be back with tonight's opening kickoff right after this timeout.
Come on, let's go.
Hey, hi, what's your name? You live around here? You're pretty. Where are you guys going? Where are you going? Where are you going?
Guess it's about time to get you fixed, sweetie.
Your pets will start getting noticed sooner than you think. Accidental litters lead to millions killed in shelters each year. Help prevent more. Fix at month 4.
Back here at George Daniel for the opening kickoff. The Titans will receive to the south end of the field. 4 Don Travis Hawthorne and 11 Perry Mincy are deep at about the 13 for Lorain. Now they're going to move up a little bit to the 15.
Jay, I think just as a before kickoff observation, I think it's going to be very important for the Titans to play from in front. You get a lead up on these guys and put the pressure on them to have to make big plays.
Bob, it's going to be an adventure all night. We might as well make sure people understand how hard it is to read those jerseys. The white jerseys with the silver numbers.
Yes, that's a nice contrast. yeah.
For the Bulldogs. So a tall person teeing up the ball. Looks like number 20, Dion White from here.
It's 20, 28, or
they don't have a 29. So.
Well, there you go. So that process of elimination.
Foot into ball, and we're underway in week 3. That's Don Travis Hawthorne straight ahead, breaks a tackle, 40, 45, cuts it to the outside. He's to midfield, where the Titans will start in excellent field position.
Very nice return.
And the kind of return I love. Just get it and get up the field.
Oh, yeah. The shortest distance between 2 points.
Yep.
I was never a big geography guy, but I knew that.
That would be geometry, Bob.
Well, both. When you're trying to get from, if you're trying to go to New York, you don't go to
right.
Indiana
you
first.
Go to Chicago first. Eddie Williamson, number 1, the quarterback. Sherman, let's see, that's Aaron Neal to his right, and to his left, I can't make out the number. 33, that's the ball carrier, Carlos Chavis. First gain across the 50 off right guard. Pickup of a couple. Titans right line, right to the huddle. Williamson will call it out.
So they do put pressure on you by doing this. Makes it hard to substitute, and if you do get a drive going, you tend to wear that defense down.
2nd and 8 for Lorain. Eddie Williamson, senior quarterback, 3-year starter. Again, Chavis.
There it is.
Straight ahead, first down and more. Down inside the 40.
Now the object of these plays Williamson, he's calling the play at the line. He's got some options. And sometimes you're going to guess wrong. But when you guess right, you get a play like they just had.
That's what happens. Jalen Sanford with a good downfield block there from his wide receiver position. And when you see those guys throwing blocks 8 yards down the field, it usually means you got a good play.
There it is
Straight
again.
ahead to the other side now. That was Sherman Saunders, number 5.
The big boy. Named after the tank, I'm sure.
221 yards in a shortened game last week against Elyria. The big fella can play.
Oh, yeah, and a really, really nice kid.
2nd and 5. That's Saunders again. First down and more inside the 30, down near the 27-yard line.
Now, you know, Jay, I was never considered, I think, a great head coach. But I could call the plays going on right now. You run it till they stop it.
And then you run it the other way like the Titans did.
Correct.
1st and 10 Titans at the 27.
But they're beating up the guys in the middle.
Williamson to pass, rolling to his left, and he's just going to keep it. 25, 20, inside the 20, out of bounds, close. Going to give him another first down to the 17-yard line.
Great decision. They had a blitz coming up the middle, and Williamson just said, Eddie says, you know, I'm out of here. Goodbye. Because there's another. This kid is very, very intelligent. He understands the offense, very coachable. That's the perfect, those are the credentials for a quarterback.
And, you know, one of the things that they say is, you know, for players, that the game slows down for them.
It sure
does. And that's sure what that looked like right there. Eddie Williamson rolled out without a sense of urgency at all. There's a injured Bulldog in a white shirt with a number on it. It looks like maybe that's number 7, Terrence Jones.
Yeah, if that's it, you're right, Jay. If that were you and I, we'd be going, oh! But for those guys, it's like it's slow motion. And they just, Yep. Or in baseball, they always say when those guys are hot, it looks like you're throwing a watermelon up there. They just, you know, that's a special thing that great athletes have.
The third first down for Lorain. 1st and 10 at the 17. The red zone headed north. Saunders to his right. Chavis to his left. Williamson calls it out. 2 to the right. 1 to the near side is Jalen Sanford. Gives straight ahead. Chavis down near the 10-yard line. Gain of 6 or 7. I think they're going to give him the 11. So gain of 6 will make it 2nd and 4.
I'll tell you what, I've been around football a long time. This is demoralizing for the defense. First series,
right off
just
the buzz,
taking it right up.
That one's going nowhere. That's Saunders. Well, he's going to make the pile move. Well, you know what? Excuse me, Sherm.
Yeah.
He was hit at about the 12. And that means that couple of yards that he picked up is pretty impressive. Down to the 8.
Yeah.
Going to be 3rd and about 2.
Short 2, maybe long.
Very short,
but
too.
Great effort.
That's Rashad Berry in motion. Whoops.
I think
Whistle.
A flag on them.
Offsides Toledo. Lorain reacted, but it was the left guard for Lorain that reacted to the movement. Maybe will we get a chance? We get some of these linemen. Big Josh Fenn, 65, is the left tackle. 57, John Perrigan, is going to snap it.
I tell you
Looks like 58, Matt Smith, a guard. Same play looks like on first down. This is Williamson, student body left to the house.
Actually, he could have kept going all the way down to 21st Street.
He could have been at K-Cream Corner.
Yeah, pick up a couple for us. Yeah, nice, beautiful opening drive. Now that has set the tone right there. Because that's always back up and get set. Back up. Defensively, the defensive coach on the other side, he's going, what do we do? I've tried. And he looks at the head coach, he said, Coach, we tried everything.
You know, if this is what we were ready for, what's going to happen when we're not ready for it?
Yes.
The Titans, if there's an Achilles heel, it's the lack of a place kicker that comes often with the lack of a soccer program. Williamson going to roll the same way. He's got a man off the hands of Sanford. So,
but I guess the theory there is if you can get every other one, you're good.
Well, 6-0 Lorain. You know, I was listening last week to the Oregon game, and the Oregon coaching staff philosophy is if we score first, we're going for 2.
Yeah.
Because it
it's
changes
like we're ahead
everything.
Anyway. Yeah, it does. Yep. Well, you say in high school ball, if you can do every other one, you're even.
Yep.
And if you get lucky and hit 2 in a row, well, that's. See, we used to always kick the first one, fake the second one. Then after that, you can do anything you want.
Yep. Very impressive drive of 50 yards there, Bob. The ball never went in the air.
No, and why would you? I mean, really, you do what you got to do, but it was very consistent. Bang, 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 bang. A couple of decent gainers, maybe 10, 12 yards. But the old 4, 5, 6 yards at a crack, you're going to be in business.
Sherman Saunders, number 5, is the kickoff man.
And it took,
2 minutes and 34 seconds.
Yeah, just run it right down.
Very little respect shown for his leg. They're lined up at one man at the 20. Now they're backing up. The 2 deep guys will be at the 20, which means if you get anywhere but right at him, you got a chance to pin him deep.
Yeah. Get that line drive.
Near side, taken at the 20.
Down.
30, cuts back. Now, we
see?
got trouble now. 40, and there's the kicker. Sherman Saunders went from running back to kicker to linebacker. And good solid form tackle there, but the problem is it's out near the 45-yard line of Toledo Scott.
See, maybe you just go to that, just kick it out of bounds. They get it at 35 and away you go.
Or
at least they didn't run it back.
Or onside it.
You do like that. You're the riverboat gambler, aren't you?
Well, I sat through a season when Bill Jones and Admiral King onside every kickoff.
Well,
again, we're going to have to try and pick these Rogers whistle. And a timeout is to Toledo Rogers. The quarterback looks to be, I can't see it. Number 2, Kevin Banks, is the man of the moment. He is the running back, they list him at 6'2", 190. He is committed to the University of Toledo. Had 160 yards in their opener. As we said, the Bulldogs 2-0 on the season.
This is, if you think about it, it's the first play of the game. They've been working on that all week. Wouldn't you
One would think.
One would think, yeah.
So they opened with Fostoria the first week.
Fostoria is usually a halfway decent program.
Falling on a little hard times. It was 30-12. Then last week, 36-12 over Lima Perry, which is a small D7 school right outside Lima. There's the snap, and there is Banks hit behind the line. That's Robert Orsler.
Right.
2 meets 2, and the gain is going to be short, if any.
Good play. Good pursuit right
had
there.
A nice game last week.
I'll tell you, the guy that had a great game last week is Sterling Jeffries. That guy, he's not a big guy, but he was everywhere.
Number 7, right in the middle.
Yep. Pioneers had nightmares about him all week.
Nas Bohannon, another linebacker, 15. He's the opposite defensive end to Rashad Berry. Those two create a little bit of a problem for teams because they are big. There's the blitz, and they're running away from it. There's a good pursuit angle and a tackle.
Yeah, that's only a 1-yard gain. So far, so good. Good job on the perimeter.
That looked like Andres Torres was there, 53, along with Nas Bohannon, 15. So 2 runs, net about 1.5 yards, and it's going to be 3rd and long for Scott. And while there's not a lot of people on the other side rooting them on,
well, the bus driver's over there.
I'm sure the defense is. Because they were out there for quite a while. To go 3 and out here would not, well, it would sure help the Titans. We'd be okay with it.
These guys are all on the line of scrimmage on this side.
Yeah, I would think.
They got to be.
Back to pass, left-handed quarterback steps up, in trouble, breaks a couple tackles, hit from behind.
I'll tell you, if we see that on a replay now or later, both those guys were on the line of scrimmage.
Well, the ball was on the 49, and the inside man here at least had a back foot on the 50. I don't know how they call that anymore because half the time when I think that's the case, they don't call it, and then when I don't see any problem, they do. So
anyway,
it's 4th down and 9.
That was a total gain of 1 yard on those 3 plays.
So Titans 2 deep safeties. awaiting the punt at about the 20. Ball is away. It's a short kick, high, going to hit about the 30-yard line, take a left turn, and go out of bounds right there. Aaron Neal was one guy back, and so was Bakari Sims, number 8. Oh, excuse me, number 11. That was Perry Mincy. So, 6:57 to go first quarter. Titans on top, 6-0. You know, Bob, these two teams played last year, and it was 52-14. Lorain came out on top. I don't think anybody expects that again this year.
No, but...
Yeah. You know, and the 2-0 record for Scott may be a little bit deceiving, as we say, a D4 and a D7.
But a win is a win is a win, and if you're a struggling program...
You can only beat the teams you play.
That's correct.
Williamson with the snap. Straight ahead give. Chavis, give him 8. Out to the 39. Carlos Chavis.
Nice, just sophomore.
And I'll tell you what, I don't know if you've seen the freshmen play, but they got a stable full of runners.
Well, they, from what I understand, the JVs have got 2 victories. I think the freshmen have 1 or 2 victories.
They got 2.
There's 2 victories. I mean, there's...
And they both go to...
Here we go.
First down and more for Williamson. Thrown out of bounds. Well, they'll say that he's remained in bounds, but it'll stop on the first down. He's across the 40 to the 43. The sticks move again.
But again, as we mentioned in the pregame, you're talking about a program, and the kids, they learn how to lose. Well, they learn how to win too.
Absolutely.
And that's all part of playing the game.
Saunders looks for a hole, finds one, across the 50 down to the 48.
The thing I like about Sherm, now on that play right there, I don't know if we'll get a replay, but when he got hit, he turned and he fell forward. He got the extra yard, a la the old Jim Brown caper, but good backs do that.
And the patience he showed to wait for the hole. It looked like it might have been a trap play and took a little while to develop, but he was in no hurry. Now this time's a little quick hit.
Nice cut.
5.
There it is again.
Yep. Falling forward again for the first down inside the 45, Sherman Saunders.
He's what we would call the big dog daddy right there, buddy.
Rashad Berry into the lineup. Now he's playing.
Here's the play again. Right there's the cut.
Yep.
Here he gets hit, turns, and gets the extra yard.
Yeah, didn't get a square lick on him either time.
That helps. That definitely helps.
Whoops. Whistle. You can't start before the music on defense, and that's what happened there with Toledo Scott.
You can move sideways, you can move backwards, but you cannot encroach, as they say.
It's not college. It's not the professionals. You can't be in the neutral zone before the ball is snapped. You know, for September 12th, Bob, this is a really interesting sky.
Well, it's a great night to play a game, I'll tell you.
Williamson hands to Saunders, and they were ready for him.
Yep. And that's going to happen. That's going to happen. Well, but be patient. Don't worry about it. The way they're going, I'll tell you right now, if I'm Coach McFarland, I'm thinking about we were going to go on 4th down.
You're still on schedule because of the penalty.
Yep.
2nd and 8. Williamson's going to take it to the right side. Saunders is blocker. He's got 5, but there's a couple of flags. Didn't see who the flag might have been on. Out there, it's usually a wide receiver grabbing on. And so it's going to be holding on Lorain, which will take the ball back across the 50. And again, the patience displayed there is, you know, Eddie Williamson was content to remain behind Sherman Saunders that whole sweep.
Well, wouldn't you?
Well,
I said he's a smart kid.
Yeah, and you know what? He could hide behind him.
Yes, he could.
So the penalty's going to take the ball back across the 50 to the 48. Going to bring up 2nd and about 18. Snap to Williamson, rolling near side. In trouble, breaks one tackle, squares up, throws, got a man across the 50.
Got a few.
Something out of nothing there. Carlos Chavis, the back out of the backfield, going to pick up about 4. Nope, going to give him 6. Excuse me. Couldn't see the sidelines where the field ended and the bench began there. Near side receiver Kevin Davis, number 10. In the slot on the far side, that is Rashad Berry. Full house backfield. Williamson straight back, looking to set up the screen. Sherman Saunders broke one tackle, going to be out of bounds down near the 41-yard line. So we're right about where we were when we got the penalty.
So we're going to have 4th and what, 8 and a strong 8.
Yeah, that's just inside the 41. They have to get down to the 33 for a first down. So let's
say that Toledo defense has been out there a long time. Every play they've been on the field except 3.
This is Rashad Berry time right here.
Oh yeah. They'll run right by that guy.
Williamson rolls right. He's chased by a tight end, throws outside. It's picked.
That's
Saunders is blocked. Williamson's the only man that can get him.
Oh, good job there. Waited just a little bit too long. Had the right idea, but waited just a tad too long.
And that was going to be more than enough yardage for the
Correct.
first down. But it's tough to throw the out deep on the run, and
even when you're planted your feet. Here it is again, and a
the
little bit of pressure
there
didn't help. But a little, but that's something to work on. I mean, that's at least it wasn't a pick 6.
Yep, and he made you cover up your own mistake when you make the tackle.
Correct. So Joe Namath did that one time. He, with Bear Bryant, he called the wrong play, and he said, Joe, you gimpy as you are, you made that tackle. He said, I knew the Bear would be waiting for me when I come off the field.
Yep. Full house eye for Scott. Under center. Whistle. Traveling.
Oh.
We're going to move back.
Well, here's the key. I mean, if they can hold him here again, don't let that Bulldog offense get in a rhythm.
Yep.
Get it going, because then you could have trouble. But never let them get started. And
Well, we're going to stick with number 8, Deshaun Darden, as the quarterback under center.
That's a good guess.
He's got QB after his name on here.
Well, there you go.
That's
there you
Banks,
go.
the running back, outside, gain of maybe a yard down to the 34. 4.5 to go first quarter.
I mean, we don't have a stat man, but that's 5 plays they've had. They've got a total of 2 yards.
2.
1 on the first series and now 1 here, so they can keep that going.
It's funny, the Lorain tempo, and then, Scott looking maybe to
slow it down.
Run some clock. 2 to the left, 1 to the right. I formation behind Darden. Oh, direct snap.
There it is. That's
from behind. 53. Andres Torres.
Yep.
From the middle of the line, just got a hold of the laundry and pulled him down.
Good job. Had some penetration. So that now they just lost 2. So there we go.
Remember back in the Greg Pruitt days where you'd do that and you'd be standing there holding a handful of jersey.
Yeah. Tattered jersey.
3rd and 15 from the 35 following the interception for Scott. 6-0 Lorain on top first quarter. Deep shotgun now for Darden. Here comes the blitz. Long way to go. Deep pass. Lots of guys out there. It's going to be a penalty on Aaron Neal for face guarding.
Yep.
You know what? That's 15, not 6.
Correct. But
when is 15 better than 6, Bob?
Well, every time. But if he would have turned his head and looked, you can get away with that.
If he'd have turned his head and looked, he might have caught it.
Right. But that you can't screen the guy's face.
So the penalty is pass interference against Lorain. It's going to be marched off from the 35.
I'll tell you what, it might not be.
There's no automatic first down.
No, but I mean 15 yards, it's going to be close.
I think
they put it on the line.
There was so much back and forth going on. Now they've signaled first down, so it'll be 1st and 10 at the 20, and so the first down of the game for Scott is via the penalty.
Via the penalty. That's the most yards they've gained all night, via the penalty.
Darden deep with backs to either side. Twins receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Mix up in the backfield.
Yeah.
Mixed up into the back. Was that number 1? Number 3, I'm going to guess. Aaron Neal was there along with. Having trouble picking up the numbers.
Yeah.
Might have been Sterling Jeffries, 7. It was a single digit.
He has a way of getting in there.
Mm-hmm.
And at 7 sometimes looks like a 1, yeah.
Loss of about 5. 2nd and 15.
The thing, Jay, the defensive line, it gets penetration, and that just messes up all the running lanes. And now what are you going to do? Now it's, helter-skelter, and you're not going to win a lot of games with helter-skelter.
Darden and Banks in the backfield. Snap, give. Straight ahead on the keep, the zone read type play. A couple yards up front maybe, but not much. Perry Mincy was one of the first ones there, along with 57, John Perrigan, it looked like. This Titan team just looks so much more, yes, that's the word I was going to go to, so much more confident than they have in the past. You know, between player and coach, one of the things that you have to work hard to establish that nobody thinks about is the word trust.
Yeah, absolutely.
And these kids definitely trust these coaches. And, after last week, well, even the first week, the performance against Midview.
They were there.
A play away. There's all kinds of contact.
Oh, a little late there, buddy.
And that's going to be interference in the backfield. That was just really looked like it might have been incidental.
Well, legs got tangled up there.
Yeah.
But, you're talking about that respect and all that kind of stuff. When I was at practice, Bill Grooms, Coach Bill Grooms, a great guy, knows a lot of football. Somebody did something wrong, and he's saying, I told you better. The kid, the next time, he'd go back and do it. Kid did it right. Billy was on him, hugging him, slapping him on the back. I mean, that's what they need. See, I knew you could do it. I knew, that kind of thing. And when they're all doing that, they start to believe in the system. And then when you see in the games, you see, you run these plays the way we tell you, you block the way we tell you, we're successful. And I think Coach McFarland said before the Elyria game, he said, get out there, smile, and have a good time.
Yeah.
What's wrong with that?
First and goal on the 9 after the consecutive pass interference penalties. Move it down inside the red zone. Oops, that was a forward move. And once again they go back. This is 3 times in a row they've gone backwards 5 yards on first down. Last time was on the sack.
It's on Lorain.
Is it this time? Oh, that's interesting because the tailback had 2 steps toward the line. So they'll take it half the distance inside the 5. This is now getting to be a little bit too easy, guys.
Why don't we just get a turnover here and be done with it?
They got the ball on the 30, and they've got 35 yards in penalties.
Well, that tells you.
Darden will go under center now. Straight ahead on the sneak, and he's going to get in. Whoops. Dragged Aaron Huff into the end zone with 1:19 to go. The Bulldogs, I knew I was going to do the Cowboys. Tie it up at 6, extra point yet to come. And it looks to me like they may be of the 2-point variety as well.
Yeah, it doesn't take you that long to say kick.
We didn't see a little kid with a block run out either.
That's true.
Receiver split 30 yards to the left, one in the slot about 10. 15 to the right side. Single tailback in the backfield. He's hit and dropped.
I think that was a broken play.
That's your boy, isn't it?
No, that's
Neal.
Neal, yeah.
Aaron Neal stops the conversion, so the turnover costs the Titans 6. The turnover and the penalties cost the Titans 6. Let's give the defense credit for what they accomplished there.
Yes,
I mean, the longest gain was the sneak.
Correct.
And as we said, took over on the 30, had 35 yards in penalties,
there
and
it
still
is
had
again.
to run.
Boom.
That's just your form tackle.
And they're saying, running back is saying, why, oh why? Allen is saying, why did they call my number?
So we're tied at 6, a minute 19 to go first quarter. The officials are having a team meeting down at about the 8-yard line. They may be discussing the after whistle.
Could be. We had a nice return by the Titans in the first kickoff. So.
And I think what's going on here is that the officials are going to the sidelines, one to each. And are they going to speak to the head coaches? Or are they just going to?
Well, they're just.
Well, there was something was said to the Scott sidelines.
Oh. Well,
the head coach was addressed.
Somebody's chirping over there, maybe. It's not good to be chirping.
No.
We're not into chirping.
To
chirp is wrong.
Dion White, number 20, will kick for the Bulldogs.
I was throwing you a line there. I thought you were going to come back with a tweet or something. Here we go.
Whistle, and they had guys ahead of the ball as the ball comes down to Perry Mincy, number 11. But I think they'll get a chance to do that again.
Yep.
Don Travis Hawthorne 4, Mincy 11 are the two deep Titans.
Well, he kicked it in the same place, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, he did.
Mincy brought the first one back.
It's straight up the hash.
Yes. So we had our geography lesson.
Yep.
But that is, even in the NFL, you see those guys, they start that sideways. Guys, when it goes, you got to pray for a block and just blow it straight up the middle.
You get one cut, maybe.
Maybe. But, no.
So take two. Dion White will put it in play again.
All right. See if Mincy gets it again.
119, first quarter. Mincy and Hawthorne are deep. Well, consistency at the 21. Mincy, 40, 45, 48, and down there.
Great return.
Straight ahead.
Yep.
Out to the 48. Great field position again for the Titans.
Trust your blockers. Yep.
Team sports and trust just go together. So
well, that's I got to think about football anyway. But I always said football is the greatest team sport. There's 11 guys out there. That's a lot of people that get doing the right thing at the right time. But what a super team sport.
And the concept of these new spread offenses where all 11 better be able to defend because there's nobody behind. Williamson in the backfield. Saunders to his right. Whistle. That's going to be on Lorain. That might have been on the center where the umpire was looking.
Well, what did he do?
The ball might have been wiggled.
Maybe.
It's all I can figure out.
Jeez.
So 5 yards takes it back to the 44. Williamson, Saunders, 45, 50, 49 of Scott.
8-yard gain. Yeah, we'll take it. Yeah.
Get you sort of close to schedule as we're under a minute in the first quarter. Right back over the ball. The Titans want to keep the pressure on this defense. Williamson takes the snap, same play. Saunders hit twice behind the line, 3 times, just can't get away that time. No chance.
But Coach McFarland said this offense is a play fast offense. Play fast, put the pressure on the defense. Because I don't care, those big guys up front, even though it's cool tonight, they're going to get winded pretty quick.
3rd and 11. Rashad Berry just not going to be able to get there. He didn't get his head around in time, and the pass was downfield where it had to be, so 4th and 11. And I got to believe they're going to go because I did a freshman game on TV, and they never punted. They went for it on the 20 and the 15 against Elyria. And were able to keep him out of the end zone both times. So 4th and 11 at the Lorain 48. Williamson wants time. 22 and a half seconds to go. Try time, maybe we can get some time for those offensive linemen. 76 Sly Worthy is the right tackle. And 65, Josh Finn, is the left tackle.
That's a big boy, Josh.
Yes, it is. Edgar Vasquez is also down on the inside of the line. Now the punt team's going to come out. Williamson also the kicker.
Which also opens the door for the...
Chris Mayer, 54, seemed to have been in on that series. along with 59, Nelson LeBoy, and 67, I said 67, Edgar Vasquez. So Williamson will be 10 yards deep. His personal protector is 4 yards deep, and that looks like Sam McGuigan. Williamson, rugby punt, gets it away. He was hit, but that's not a penalty once you start running.
He lost his protection when he ran.
And the ball goes out of bounds inside the 30 down to about the 27.
It's not bad.
No, that's the worst field position for either team to start a drive. 14.8 seconds to go. Because the ball went out of bounds, I think we're going to see a play before we get to the end of the quarter. We're at 6-6. Lorain took the opening kickoff 50 yards, culminating Eddie Williamson, a 2-yard run. The 2-point conversion failed, and then off a turnover. It took them a while, but Scott answered on a 3-yard quarterback sneak. Their conversion failed on the run, and we are tied at 6. 1st and 10. Toledo will have it at the 27. Everybody that came for laundry is excited. The cheerleaders are throwing T-shirts. That looked like Terrence Jones in the backfield, but the quarterback's going to keep it. Near side 30, 32. Up from the secondary, 21, Sam McGuigan, the safety, makes that play. The clock's going to run out in the first quarter. We've played one at the George. Lorain, 6. Toledo Scott, 6. Back with second quarter action right after this timeout.
Cool party. What do you guys want to drink? Can I have a head-on collision with a concussion twist?
Make mine a fatal accident with no survivors.
And you?
A designated driver, please. You know, just a bottle of water.
Awesome.
You're a lifesaver.
Back here at George Daniel, the Titans and the Bulldogs tied at 6 as we open second quarter. 2nd and about 5 for Scott at the own 32-yard line. Snap back to Darden. It's going to be a form of the jet sweep. The fumble on the, I think the ground might have been down. Going to be a loss of 2 on the, meet Mr. Berry.
Yeah, there was no question about that.
Rashad just engulfed him there.
Just not again. Here it is again, and Barry almost tackled both of them.
Well, you know what?
Well, boom, here you go. Son.
What do you teach your defensive end to do? 2 yards in and turn in?
And don't let anybody get outside of you, and that's exactly what he did.
So, well performed and well taught.
Correct.
3rd and let's call it 7 at the 30. Titans defense gave up points last time, but it was grudgingly. Back to pass. That's the running back. Oh, that was Kevin Banks, the running back at quarterback. His pass was out there and we might be lining up for an extra point if Aaron Huff had seen the football.
But you know that option play that Barry stuffed. I mean, I saw some guys from Columbus that couldn't stop the option play 2 weeks ago.
And you may see him playing in Columbus soon.
You never know.
You never know, and you never know what color shirt he'll have on when he does.
That's it.
So punt formation
it could be red, gray,
I think
white,
it might be
scarlet.
yellow and black.
Could be yellow and black. As long as it's not maize and blue.
Please, I'm dealing with that now. Our young center down in Medina just verbal to Michigan for basketball.
Well,
I told him in a couple of years I might have to root for him only in basketball. Whistle.
Now what?
There's delay a game.
Oh, jeez.
So that'll take them back further, back to the 25. 3 is Neal deep for Lorain.
See, this is...
And if I had a guess, that was 11 Perry Mincy to the far side of the straight-ahead Mincies.
See, this tells you when a team has this many problems getting their special team, that's on the coach. I'm sorry, it's on the coaching staff.
High kick near
Get away
side.
from it, boys.
Get away and let it come up. Took a great bounce, but still going to be on the good side of the 40, where it's downed at the 42. Titans will take over there, 1st and 10. So
here we go.
The change in field position there. And the Titans with another great place to start a drive. 10:57 to go in the half, 6-6. Williamson, number 1, is the quarterback. Sherman Saunders, number 5, is to his near side. Carlos Chavis, 33, is to his left. This is in motion. That was Bakari Sims, I believe. Wide receiver Sanford to this side. And there's the give. Saunders got 5, got more.
Goodbye.
Got a running start.
Goodbye.
And when he stops, it'll be 12-6 because he's in the house.
That's right. He almost made it to Detroit Road.
Sherman Saunders finds the south end zone on Lorain's first play of the second quarter.
Very, very nice. The shortest possible number of plays for a drive.
That's right.
And that play doesn't hurt Sherm's average.
No. That was 58 yards for those of you scoring at home.
You just knew when he got to the secondary, there was nobody going. There he goes.
He made a little shuffle step to break a tackle, and wasn't much of a tackle, but
right now he's saying feet don't fail me now.
What can be worse than getting caught from behind? You got to watch that on film all week.
Yeah.
3 to the left for Williamson. Going to roll near side. Saunders is his protector. Ooh, good throw.
Yeah.
Right through the hands of Perry Mincy.
Yeah.
And so once again, the 2-point conversion fails.
The only problem with the way things are today, with everybody's got a video of that, I'm sure. Sherm 20 years from now can't say, I made a 75-yard run against Toledo.
That was 20 yards ahead of the field. 58.
But he can't say, 70.
No.
Because somebody's going to say, no, Sherm, I got it right here.
Yeah, right here. It's on YouTube, and there was a fat kid gaining on you.
Yeah, but back in the day when we played, you could say a lot of things.
Yeah, because then it was. Then you had to wait for the film to be developed.
Well, yeah, 16-millimeter film, and there are no 16-millimeter projectors anymore. So
the best thing you can do is hold it up and pull real fast with a flashlight.
Oh man!
So 12-6 Lorain on their first offensive play of the second quarter. 10:46 to go.
The technology here, they get these new phones. It's they said you need this, you don't need your wallet. You have to carry a wallet. I said, well, you got to carry the phone. Well, I mean, what's the difference? I
think they gave Saunders the rest here. That's not him. That kick is short and to the left, going to hit a dead spot. If it stays in bounds, Lorain's got a chance. That's on the ground loose. That's a free ball, and I think there's a blue shirt on top of this football.
It could be. Everyone's pointing.
That's my position when I played, Bob. I was a pointer. And this one belongs to the Titans.
Because he came down and he touched it, which is perfectly legal, and he bobbled it, but it kept going. And it's a free ball.
The only thing that they could be discussing is did it go out of bounds or did he kick it on purpose? But
correct, and I don't think he did.
Neither is the correct answer. So the Titans get 6, and they get a first down inside the 25.
Oh, this could be right here. It is again. Right there, and there's the 10. Everything. It was all good. It was all good. Boy, this could be the.
That might have been
the kibosh right here.
That was number 40 that kicked off, and apologies to him, but we don't have it. Saunders down by contact before the ball was wrestled away. He's inside the 20 for a gain of a short 5. Yeah, we're going to look more like 4. So 2nd and 6, definitely 4-down territory, and you'd like the dagger here.
Yes.
Eddie Williamson doesn't have a completion. He's thrown a couple of nice balls, but they haven't been caught. Saunders put the ball away. First down, inside, down near the 10-yard line before he gets knocked out of bounds. And you know what? I found something to criticize him for. He was swinging that ball with the right hand, and it was near the defense. I might have to.
Well, no one's perfect.
I'll bang him just because I can.
But if you mention it to him, speak gently.
He'll smile and nod. I got you. He's a nice
he is
kid.
A good kid.
Williamson in the full tee. He's going to roll to the near side. Williamson looks to throw. He's got nowhere to go. He gets back, maybe a gain of a yard. Going to be. I'm going to call it a gain of the yard because the sticks are up, so it wasn't first and goal. Spotted right on the 10-yard line. Saunders coming back. He just got his breath back from the touchdown.
Yeah.
And then the play to get the first down.
But you know, one thing when you score on a long touchdown,
it's
you
easier
don't get
to catch
real
your
winded.
breath.
Yeah, it's I'm feeling good now.
Get to wave to the ladies in the band. Straight ahead, Sharm.
That's not
down,
bad.
Down to about the 7.
Well, you got 2 shots. Well, you could. What is that? About the yard, about 1 yard line. You can get.
You
first
could make
down.
a first down. He's inside the 7. Got to get definitely down to the 1 for a first down. Titans again lined up. That's the same play, other side, and that's a nice tackle right there. Shoestring tackle by number 3, Jalen Allen.
Shot the gap, came in.
And he came in clean, so it's going to be 4th and 9.
Well, no matter what, I mean, it's great if they score. But if they don't, then the Bulldogs are looking at the long
And you're
field.
playing with found money here because
Exactly
this is
right.
your kickoff that you recovered.
Yep.
So
Yep.
it could be a dagger, but it would not make things easy either way. Williamson snap, rolling near side, wants to throw, can't find anybody. Now he's going to have to run, and he's not going to go anywhere. Titans are going to turn it over at about the 10. And a roar comes up from the Scott sideline.
From the team. Certainly not from the fans.
So it'll be 1st and 10 on downs for Toledo Scott at their own 10-yard line. And as far as either team's concerned, this is the worst field position anybody's had in this one.
See, Lorain, they tried to throw that into the short side of the field. I understand the thinking there, but there was just no room to maneuver for that one receiver, and he was covered.
You've seen them more than I do. They have any kind of a toss? You know, like the old toss play?
Oh, yeah.
Or even an option out of that. Well, Kevin Banks is under center. He's the running back normally. His give goes backwards a yard.
But, you know, Jay, to be truthful, in the game, I mean, I saw some of that option, that kind of read option thing.
Yeah.
But tonight, they haven't had to go to step 2 because they're doing so well on step 1.
Andres Torres, 53. And, gosh, I'm not second-guessing.
Oh, yeah, I know
Dave
what
McFarland
you're saying,
forgot more football last night than I know in my life.
Yeah.
But
until
I haven't seen them enough to know the whole playbook.
Because that's the killer. When they really get that going, then Williamson keeps it.
Yeah.
And then it's like, oh, man.
Him too. Straight back, toss sweep right here coming to the far side.
Nice job.
Somebody came up and shut it down.
A little better on the tackle, but you had guys on the perimeter.
Yeah, give the credit to the ends. That was Naz Bohannon's side of the ball. Number 2, Robert Orsler, was there with a shoulder to clean things up. Gain, though, out to about the 15-yard line.
Big play right here. Because you know, if the team probes your perimeter, if they can get around your ends, you're in for a long night.
Banks, shotgun formation, takes the snap, looks, and he's going to run a draw is what I think he wants to do. Now he throws. Ball squirts free, incomplete. That was discretion being the better part of valor then, because they'd have been kicking from the end zone had he taken the sack.
Here comes the punt team.
It's about the 16-yard line. Twin safeties, Perry Mincy and Aaron Neal for Lorain. One little Bulldog wandered in here, the personal protector. Here comes another one. You're allowed 11, guys.
Yeah, might as well,
Yeah, might as well use them. Snap is good. Kick is low, line drive, going to bounce. Picked up. Oh, straight ahead. This is your guy. Straight ahead is number 11, Perry Mincy, down the near sideline before he's brought down. But
I think Coach might have a great return,
Don't do it again.
Yeah, they're too close to you. Don't do that to me.
Unless you're the shortstop, you don't need to be picking it up on the
What
short
is it?
out.
That's no, yes.
And, just like he did on the two kickoff returns, Bob, it was
straight up.
Yeah, full speed ahead, and we're not steering.
Yep.
1st and 10 on the 11, where the Titans had the ball when last we scrimmaged.
Boy.
Sherman Saunders to the right of Eddie Williamson. To the left, that is now Aaron Neal.
This whole
Berry
quarter has been on this end, hasn't it?
Yep, slot to the right. Now going to come in motion. It's going to be that short motion where he can be a lead blocker. Student body right. Saunders inside the 5 down to.
Nice block by Berry. That was, you had the right call, right? He came in motion and just, boom.
He went from flanker to fullback real quick.
Real quick, yeah.
So it's going to set up a 2nd down inside the 5. 2nd and 4. The Titans can make a 1st down at the 1. Berry again in that slot. Near side wide receiver, Dejon Brown. Again, the short motion. Come this way away from motion. Eddie Williamson pointing for a block. Touchdown. Eddie Williamson in the house, but there's a flag way behind the play. Holding Lorain.
Was a good concept. They ran that play to the left. They set up Berry. Then they came back the other way. And I mean, both
was a play
backs.
They scored the touchdown at the north end.
Great.
So it's going to come back, unfortunately. Would have been Williamson's 2nd TD. Instead, it's going to bring up 2nd down from the 14. Again, Dejon Brown is going to be the wide receiver to the near side as he reverses field. Rashad Berry split 10 to the left. I'm wondering if we are short a guy here. Do we have a tight end in? I think we're short one. Rolling near side, throwing. That's Berry, hurdles a man out of bounds inside the 10 to about the 7.
Well, you're allowed 11, but you don't have to have 11.
I think we only used. I don't think we had the full complement there.
But you got to have 7 on the line. That's the only.
Yeah.
Well, no one was yelling and screaming on the sideline, so.
Well, we've got.
Maybe somebody was buried over there.
We got a tight end down there that, or an extra lineman. They're unbalanced to the left.
Yeah.
Here's Berry in motion again.
Well, do you know what this play is?
One would think you're going to follow the big fella. Sherman Saunders shakes off a hit, but only gets back about to the line of scrimmage. May have lost a yard. That was just really slow developing there.
Yeah.
So we're under 6 minutes to play in the half. Lorain on top 12-6.
And really, when you review the film, Toledo shouldn't have got to 6.
They may be able to mow the north end at halftime because we haven't used it.
30-some yards in penalties?
Yep. Williamson, sweep. Ball under his arm. This is a straight run, and he lost his gription. Falling to the turf is Eddie Williamson on 4th down, and once again over on downs. And the one thing that you've seen here thus far, if there's a negative to the way that this game is going, is that the Titans don't have the points for the dominance their offense has shown.
I'm sure Coach McFarland is going to talk at halftime about finishing. They're not finished. They've got great drives up and down the field, but finish it off. That was the 3rd time they should have scored a touchdown.
And, last week twice inside the 20 they were stopped on downs at Elyria, or that game isn't anywhere near as close. So Kevin Banks, number 2, is going to take the shotgun snap. He's a young man that signed as a running back with Toledo. Quarterback draw kind of play. Trying to get outside. No, thank you.
Yep.
Nice containment right there.
It's at 20.
I think it might be Aaron Huff, 28.
Yeah, 28, yep.
Good tackle and loss of about 3.
Thing is, it's position. If you do what you're told and you're in position, you can make the play. Because their tackling has actually been very good.
Yes.
When they get their hands on the guy, they bring him down. But you have to be in position to, get that way. Or it's like an old coach used to say, position, you're in the wrong position. Mm-hmm. I thought it began with a B, but I found that out later.
Snap will be taken in the end zone now. Back to pass, short drop over the middle. Intended
boy.
And it was in the hands and then broken up by the safety.
Even that wouldn't have been a first.
Nope.
Pretty dominant defense we're seeing here.
Trying to see who that might be. That was Aaron. That was Aaron Neal, number 3.
Yes. I'll tell you what, they're back there with that shotgun center. I'm not so sure about that.
Well,
snapping it. Hey,
when you've had some of the organizational difficulties that they've had tonight, you just whistle
and a timeout.
Timeout. Scott.
Or no, I think he said Lorain.
Well, then he pointed the wrong way.
Yeah. This guy over on this end went,
okay.
So
we'll get timeout Lorain. 4:44 on the second quarter clock, 12-6 Titans. Scoring on the first possession of the ball game. It was Eddie Williamson on a 7-yard run around left end, 6-0. The extra point conversion was a pass that failed. With 1:19 to go in the quarter and being aided by 35 yards in penalties after an interception, Toledo scored to make it 6-6. They tried for a 2-point conversion that also failed. That's how the quarter ended. Scott had the ball to start the second quarter. It was 3 and out. They punted. Lorain took over on their own 42. And a handoff, and 58 yards later, Sherman Saunders was in the house, and that's where we stand at 12-6.
58-yard one-play drive.
Took
about 8 seconds off the clock.
After that score, Lorain recovered the kickoff, was unable to score, and that's where we are now. Scott with the ball, 3rd and 14, inside their own 5. Snap back, swing pass. Rashad Berry with the block shot.
I know that quarterback went, what the heck was that? Where'd that big 8 thing come from?
Can we get, I hope we have this on replay, because he blocked this with his upper arm.
Oh, yeah. But again, Lorain, they've got to finish. They've had at least 3 opportunities to score touchdowns. This game would be out of control right now.
So again, now Toledo will punt from their own end zone.
Yeah, actually almost back line.
Mincy and Neal are deep at the 35-yard line.
Mincy's our guy.
Yep, he's on the far side now.
Well, you never know.
Switched him over. Good snap. There's a flag on the play. Mincy's coming back to get it. Picks it up at a 42. Comes
he loves
one
doing
cut
this.
Inside the 30, inside the 25, cuts it back.
Oh, baby!
Look here.
I love this guy.
Perry Mincy to the house.
I just hope the penalty was on them.
It was thrown by the umpire where one would think it might be on
Toledo?
On the center.
Well, let's see. They didn't start
and Robert
blowing
Orsler
it dead.
just threw his hands up in the air, and he was going to. Here comes the flag. Head scratching. I don't know all the signals anymore.
Well, it was on them.
I'm going to guess it might be an equipment infraction with that signal right in the middle of the line. And it was definitely before the snap, so it might have been a mouth guard dangling.
It could be.
So the offense doesn't have to worry about the short field this time.
Boy, Mincy, he's got that. I tell you, the kid follows his blockers.
42 yards, broken field running, punt return. And the Titans go on top 18-6.
He did. He brought that thing way right, picked up a block, cut it back, broke a tackle, and then said, see you later.
I'll show those 2 old men up there one cut. Because he brought it near side and then took it.
How did we need 2 old men?
I'm just about your age.
Oh, thanks a lot, buddy.
2 retired guys. How about that?
There you go. I'll take that, yes. 2 geezers.
Well, those are big points for the Titans heading into
gigantic.
Because to be only 1 play ahead in this game with the way they've dominated would be a sin.
You're right, and they've kind of shot themselves in the foot a couple times not scoring. So right there, that could have been the kibosh.
This game could be 36-0 because they scored because of the interception.
It could be short clock in the second half.
Yeah, that's right. We got the new rule. It hasn't come into play here, but. As we were talking before the game started, last week it was in 114 of 375 football games in Ohio, so almost a third of the games had a running clock in the second half at some point. Williamson looking for the 2, cross buck this time, and that's Chavis, and he's going to be stopped short. Nice tackle in the middle of the defense. And that was 45, Nate Hicks. But the punt return for touchdown. Always nice to score with the special teams. 4:24 to go, second quarter. Lorain on top, 18-6. And I'm guessing this team meeting thing is just something this crew does because they're doing it again.
They must be, yeah. So
Mintz, here's the return. Look at the cut. Mincy planted the right foot.
There it is.
And he's coming a long way. Here's another. Yeah. He's got 75 yards to go from where he cut to where he went in.
Yeah. They're still talking down there. You know what it could be, Jay? I don't like anchovies. What do you? Well, I'm a pepperoni guy. Well, we could get half and half. And
Corey said he'd have pizza for us in the locker room. There, when he made the cut, 21 Sam McGuigan ran down 5 yards in front of him and had nobody to block.
It's a nice little convoy to have with you. Yep.
And just a really, really nice run. Play of the game.
But that also tells you, we were talking about how, Bulldogs are having a little trouble with special teams. Obviously, Lorain works on special teams.
Yep.
That is a third of the game. They practice it, and it shows up right there.
Sherm Saunders back to kick off. Foot in the ball.
Not
kick
bad.
Inside the 20. Call it the 16 is where it's caught. Returned outside the 30. Not a bad coverage either.
Yeah.
So field position for the Bulldogs will be about the 32-yard line. 4:18 to go. What I would like to see, we don't have a statistician, but I would like to see how much total offense Toledo has, because it can't be 20 yards.
No.
Because
if you take the penalties out, it might even be less.
It might be negative.
Yeah, because they had some losses. But I'm sure that coach on that last kickoff was saying, pick up the ball, cover. That
learning
basic,
experience,
but basic kind of things. Mm-hmm. We had certain rules for the guys up front. Never go inside that 10-yard. If the ball is on the ground, don't go in after it, because only bad things can happen.
Shotgun snap straight ahead now is Banks, but he's going to end up going backwards.
Well, he's a game kid, but there's just nowhere to go. Too many blue shirts on you.
Clock will go under 4 minutes in the half. Loss is 2. 2nd and 12.
Somebody getting up.
Titan defense. Again, Rashad Berry was in there.
Quarterback's going out, Jay.
Check.
Or maybe going to get a play. I'm sorry. But he was pummeled pretty good in there.
78, Jack Bilson in at one of the tackles, maybe. The Titans uniforms are not easy to read either.
Yeah, they got those they're wide numeraled.
And they reflect.
And on the curves, on the 6s and the 8s, that it's so close they almost
they touch.
Yeah.
Under center now, I formation, 2 to the right, 2 to the left. Turn, give. Not fooling anybody, but a nice cut there. That was 7, Terrence Jones.
I'm impressed with the defense's domination of the line of scrimmage.
Aaron Huff, 28, up on that tackle.
And we've called his name a few times. But would you not agree? I mean, they step across. They don't over-penetrate, but they just move the line of scrimmage back, and there is nowhere to run. It could be a song.
Yeah, nowhere to run, nowhere to hide.
So running's not bad. It's the not being able to hide. That'll get you in trouble.
3rd and 12 for Toledo. Straight back. Up in the air. Aaron Neal fell down.
They said, man. That was a quacker.
And you know what? There wasn't going to be any question of interference on that play.
No.
That may be why he did that. You had a coach running stride for stride. It might have said, just fall. 4th and 12 now, 2.5 to go in the half. Again, it's Mincy and Huff.
Yeah,
deep.
Mincy's all fired up right now. He's 4th down, baby.
They're on the positive side of the 40, yes. So if they get a chance here, barring something goofy happening, the Titans will get good field position again.
Well, Mincy's saying, just let me have it. I'll take care of it.
And Sherman Saunders is saying, just fall down and I'll take care of the rest. Yeah. 18-6, Lorain. 2:33 to go, second quarter. Kick is away. Kick is low. Going to take a hop. Going to check up like an 8-iron.
Yeah.
Roll dead at the 39. Best thing that could have happened for the Bulldogs right there.
I was doing that this morning, checking them up. First hole, birdie. After that, I should have went in and just said that's it. But after that, it was bad. But,
Yeah, but you got to go back. You had the bird.
Oh, yeah.
So the situation, 2:24. Lorain takes over at their own 39-yard line. This is the worst field position the Titans have faced. Far side, Perry Mincy and Rashad Berry. Think that's a handful?
I think this will be conservative and just run that clock out.
Chavis and Saunders in the backfield. Of course, you can score from a long way.
They can break, yes, that series they run, that inside series.
Williamson's going to roll near side. Wants to throw, does throw.
Not bad.
Out to the 50.
Like I said, they're probably going to open it up and throw.
Dejon Brown, Eddie Williamson found somebody to catch the ball for him.
That was a good play.
You go out of bounds, the first down will.
That plants the seed. At halftime now, that's something else they got to talk about.
Yep. And you got big number 6 over there in the slot.
Oh, gee whiz.
Right down the middle of the field is where he's at now. If you can get one to him, he can lope straight back. That's where he's going to go on the swing pass. Barry cuts it up, 45. Outside ankle tackle, down to about the 41. The clock will roll. We're going to be under 2 when the Titans put it in play. Call it the 42. 2nd and 3. Hurry up offense. Williamson's got Sanders to his left, 2 receivers to each side now. This is going to be Sherman Saunders. Trying to pop it outside, makes a cut, gets the first down to the 38, and that'll stop the clock while they move the pins. Minute 49 to go. 18-6 Lorain, looking for more before the half. They wind the clock. Williamson calls the play. Whistle. Timeout for equipment problem for Scott. The young man just found
the part that he was looking for. Yeah.
The only thing more than uncomfortable than a good tight-fitting helmet is a good tight-fitting helmet with a pad missing.
Ooh.
Those staples.
Yes, they do.
They pinch. Looking forward to seeing the Titan marching band at home for the first time at halftime. Always a fun show. Tim Civic, and this year Dave Hager and Lanny Navarro working with the crew.
Got to say, there's a really nice crowd here on the home side.
Yeah, and there's plenty of good seats available on the visitors' side. Williamson calls it out. Minute 37 to go. Clock stop. Williamson rolling left. Squares the shoulders. Now he's in trouble. Oh, and he fumbles the football, and this is big trouble. Picked up by a lineman. Eddie's not going to get him. That's good wheels. And the worst thing that could have happened. Fumble recovery for a touchdown. 48 yards by number 50, Dakari Adams-Williams.
Well, they just opened the door, and there it is. Now they're in the game. Right back in it.
And our problem now is that we kick off to start the second half.
Correct.
So, boy, just when you think.
Well, that's why you play
just when you don't think.
Yeah, that's.
Karma has a way of biting you in the butt.
Well, sometimes you got to realize that this is going nowhere. Get down and protect the ball.
And now,
we always had a rule for our quarterbacks. Your first and only job is to get back to the line of scrimmage. So,
I'm going to correct myself. That was 58. Jay Wells on the return, 48 yards. Williamson was going to lose about 15 when he got hit. And again, that was one of those plays where just live to fight another day. Whistle.
Too much time.
It's got to be delay a game. And it is. So as long as the clock is stopped, they figure they'll go talk it over. Now, if there's a silver lining, Mincy may get to return a kickoff, Bob.
Yeah, you got a point. You've got a point there.
All of a sudden, this extra point becomes huge because if they pick this up, you're a play from being behind.
Yeah.
18-12, the score, not the overture.
Well, the only good thing is
empty backfield.
Let's see, they
rolling. He wants to keep, and now he's just going to wing it. intended for Tommy Turf because he had no chance. That's Aaron Huff.
Yeah.
And
well, that was huge.
Well, this might be a problem coming for the second half as Kevin Banks is down and being helped to the ground. And that just might be one of those things where his cleats got stuck and got a little cramp when being forced to the ground. Kevin Davis also in the vicinity of that one defensively for the Titans. So 1-2-3 on the clock. Lorain's going to get the ball with one timeout remaining. Perry Mincy and Dontravis Hawthorne are going to be deep. Hawthorne to the near side. Aaron Neal will be in between. Rashad Berry to the near side at the 30. And it'll just be Neal and Berry there. And then the two short wide guys will line up at the 40.
Yeah, I wouldn't change anything.
No.
Because it's working pretty good.
Wow, it just let the air out of this.
Boy,
you were talking about a good crowd, and
they're
a little bit stunned right now.
You know how to get it back.
Well, it goes both ways.
Yes, it does.
As we say, it's Mincy and Hawthorne.
Well, Hawthorne might want to get this, and so just as a changeup.
Yeah.
Give me a chance, man.
Going to knock Perry down.
Now what? Gee whiz.
Timeout, dead ball, offsides. I'm not sure what.
What is
I
that?
have no idea what that call could have been.
Well, it's costing them 5 yards. They didn't say delay.
No, and he's allowed to be wherever he wants to put the ball on the tee. And it looked to me like everybody else was 5 yards back, unless they sent a guy out who came out at midfield and then ran back.
That could be
that's all I can think of.
Improper substitution or something like that. Yeah.
So the placement will come from the 35. Kick away, short one, bouncing at the 30. Guess who's got it? Perry Mincy straight ahead, 40, 50, tripped up at the 47, lost his head, and there's a flag on the play here.
That was very, very
Well, we
close.
might get a take 3 here because there's another flag. Oh, no, that's the kicking tee.
Oh.
Okay. The official went right over to it like he had a flag, and we picked up the tee because it was up but almost to the 40-yard line. So, a minute 17 to go, second quarter, 1st and 10, Lorain on the Scott 46. 18-12 as the last Lorain drive ended up in a fumble recovery and a touchdown for Toledo Scott. Williamson straight ahead, Sherman Saunders. This guy can go a long way. Down to the 40, clock still moving. Lorain with one timeout to go. Rashad Berry now bringing in a play. Clock under a minute. Titans still with that timeout in their pockets. I would think if we see a significant gain, we might see one. 45 seconds. Ball snapped. Sherman Saunders again, nowhere to go. That's going to lose a yard. It's going to be 3rd and 5. And the clock now will run under 30 seconds, and now I don't think either team is much interested in stopping it. It's going to be at the 40. So give it a game of 1, 3rd and 4. Good spot for the Titans. Under 20 seconds. Williamson going to air it out. He's got a man. Oh!
That's not a bad play, though.
Dejon Brown was
give it a shot.
One,
had it on his hands.
Had it on his hands. A little bit more air, and we might be trying an extra point. But it does stop the clock with 13.4 seconds, and it is 4th down. Now I think you got to go here just because you don't want to worry about the snap.
I don't want them to to back. Yep.
And I don't want the long snap.
Yep.
So 4th and 4 with 13.4 to go in the half. Williamson calls for the snap, gives it to Saunders. Saunders bounces it outside. He's got a first down. He's got more. He's got to the outside where the clock stops with 6.8 to go. And now Coach McFarland will burn that timeout.
You know, there's been, in the last couple of drives, about 3 plays that, I mean, just a shoelace.
Yeah.
And
they're
Titans,
not getting good shots on Sherm downfield. They're ankle biters, but they forced him down that way.
And I think when they review this film, it's going to be, here's an opportunity, here's an opportunity. We wasted a lot of opportunities. And playing against, not that this is a bad team, but a really top-tier team, you have to make those plays. And that's where Lorain, that's their next step. Step it up to where when you play the top-tier teams, you beat them. You got to make those plays.
Bedford, who's the favorite in the league coming up in
that'll be a
week
test.
6.
Yes, that's a huge game.
And they're 2-0 and looking at Avon Lake tonight, so that'll be a lot more will be known about Bedford.
And Avon Lake.
Yes.
Been a long time since the Shore people were over and only scoring 1 touchdown.
Williamson back. Why not?
There it is.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Rashad Berry to the house.
How did he catch that ball?
That's why you have a timeout.
Wow.
Oh my goodness.
We got to see that one again.
And then we have to go up and talk to the clock operator because we have 0.8 left in the half.
Somebody's got to talk to that person. That was down around his knees.
It was.
He snagged it and that guy was on his back.
Let's look at it again. Williamson straight back over the middle. One hand breaks away from the shirt tackle and carries.
Just hang on, son. I'll water ski you in.
When I'm done, we'll both fall. So it's 24-12. Williamson again on the conversion, wants to throw. Lofts it to the corner, again off the hand. Eddie's had 3 conversions go off the hands of receivers. That one was intended for Dejon Brown, who almost made a fantastic catch just a bit earlier. But we've got 0.8 to go in the half.
Well, that's got to take a little pressure off, too.
Yeah, 24.
They answered the touchdown they gave them, so they answered that one.
24-12. And I would think that this ball might not get up in the air.
Yeah,
in fact, I might be a little bit upset if it does.
Well, lay it sideways and give it the old.
Yeah, just get it 10.
Yeah, get it down there and have it bouncing off.
Here's the pass from field level. He had 2 hands on that catch.
Did.
That was just
look at that.
And you know what? That's why he's going to play in the Big Ten.
Yeah, he's awareness and
with the size and
because he'll be a big boy in 4 years.
I'll tell you.
Or maybe 2 years.
I'll tell you what.
Those guys.
There's not an ounce of fat on that kid.
But those are the kind of kids when you're in those programs. In a couple years, who knows?
Yeah, he could be running the way he does at 260.
Yeah.
There's the onside, just rolls down inside the 40. Maybe not covered, but not that it matters. Lorain recovered it.
That's still good practice to do those things.
That's right. 24 Kyle Greenfield came out with the ball, but that's the end of the first half. Titans on top, 24-12 in an entertaining half. Stay tuned for the Titan Marching Band, and we'll be back with third quarter action after this timeout.
Hi, I'm Rochelle Lefebvre, and this is Johnny. We're working with Best Friends Animal Society to stop the suffering of millions of breeding dogs in puppy mills who supply puppies to pet stores. You can help too, by not adding to the demand for pet store puppies. When searching for your next best friend, do what I did. Adopt. Don't shop. Let a shelter dog like Johnny steal your heart.
Let's not forget you don't want to go that way, not me.
They got two. Minds can achieve anything. We make sure they get to college. Federal student aid provides more than $150 billion in grants, loans, and work-study funds to make college possible for anyone with the mind to get there. Because if given the chance, minds will do great things. Federal Student Aid, proud sponsor of the American Mind. Learn more about money for college at studentaid.gov.
Back here at George Daniel Field, the Titans on top, 24-12 over the Bulldogs of Toledo Scott, as we're set to begin the third quarter. Could you have more crammed into the last couple minutes of the first half than we just did?
There was some action in there. And like we were just saying, I mentioned before the game that the Titans want to play this game from in front, and they have. That's put a lot of pressure on these Bulldogs.
Short kick far side, returned out to the 40 or thereabouts and out of bounds, and that's where Scott will take over. Although, I say short kick, but the field position's been a lot better on some of the other kicks. That was Quentin Pardon, 41, I believe, that kicked off.
The vast majority of the second quarter was played on the right end of the field inside the 30 with the Titans in control of the ball.
In fact, it wasn't Quentin Pardon. It was number 40, who we do not have listed. I apologize to that young man.
Well, the quarterback is the tailback,
right.
I believe, yes.
For Scott. Number 2, to Kevin Banks under center. That was Rob Orsler. He was off sides, and it'll be 5 against the Titans. We're not used to the cadence.
Absolutely. Different voice, different everything, yes.
Well, and you don't necessarily call a cadence when you're in the gun, do you?
Okay, you just tell them you're ready and you snap it when you're ready. Yeah.
So the penalty's 5. First and 5 from the 43 of Scott. A touchdown with 0.8 seconds on the clock gave Lorain this 12-point lead that they enjoy.
A thing of beauty it was, too.
Straight ahead, the fullback in the eye. Going to get out near the 45 before the middle of the line says hello. Aaron Neal, number 3, up off the pile. 13, Kenneth Washington.
But, Jay, it can't be good when your best runner, who's your tailback, I assume he's your best runner, is now the quarterback.
Well, he's the only one going to Division I school.
But apparently he's the only one. I mean, who? What do they do on JV games?
Well, they don't have one.
Oh.
There's no JV game tomorrow.
But I'm saying their program.
Yeah. I mean, if you look down their roster, there's 4 or 5 ninth graders listed on the varsity roster. Second about 3. Keeper around the far end, not going to get much.
But see, my question remains then, but really, why would you weaken 2 positions? I mean, you could teach almost anybody to
hand the ball off to the Division
or a
I
wide
kid.
receiver who you're not going to throw anyway. Okay, he'll hand the ball, but you still have your tailback doing the things he's used to doing.
Nice containment there by Naz Bohannon, forced the play back inside, down for no gain. 3rd and about 3.
Titans have done a good job on those outside plays.
Big play right here. If the Titans can force a punt, because even up 12, you look at the statistics from the first half.
Give me one more,
and
make sure, yep.
Looked like it was a little bit more one-sided. I formation, give to the second man, the tailback.
Nope.
He's not going anywhere.
Lost a half a yard.
Yep.
Excellent. Again, I said it in the first half. The Titan defensive line is just destroying the line of scrimmage. They step across, they stay shoulder to shoulder, squeeze everything down, and there's just no place to run.
That looked like John Paragon might have been on the bottom of that pile with an ankle.
Boy, but the only thing you can see right now, and I don't have the greatest eyes, but you can tell if it's a single digit or a double digit number on either team.
In 4th and 3, and
they're going?
They're going to go on their own 45. Now, this may be the try and draw them off play.
It could be.
Under center, I formation. The snap was late.
They drew themselves off.
Yeah, everybody moved but the center. And when you start to dance before the music is playing, it's usually against the offense. And so that'll take it back 4th and 8, and actually might turn out to be a blessing for Toledo because now the punt team comes on. Although the Titans have run one of these back all the way, number 11, Perry Mincy's going to go back there.
Our man Mincy's back there. Yeah.
Along with number 3, Aaron Neal.
Yeah. That's not a bad combo back there.
No, it's not.
Neal is a pretty darn good blocker, too.
Yeah, he's not afraid to hit you.
Oh, no.
Punter 12 yards deep in punt formation. Good snap. And that's a boot.
That's a nice kick.
Neal's going to go back and watch it hit. It checks up and down at the 25. Titans will take over there 1st and 10.
Yeah. You notice who they kicked away from?
Yeah. You think?
I think the coach said, you kick it anywhere, but do not kick it at that.
I know these numbers are hard to read.
Yeah, but don't be kicking it at that number 11 guy.
Eddie Williamson comes out to lead the Titan offense. He's been the whole way at quarterback in the fully loaded gun.
Now let's see if they can do what they did with the opening drive. March it down, pop it in, and see what
and that
happens.
was methodical. 5 first downs on the opening drive.
That was a beauty.
Saunders and Chavis are the runners. That's Sherm Saunders coming near side. Hit at the line. Feet driving 5, 6, 7.
Just didn't go down.
5,
6 yards out of nothing.
Yeah, when the guys that at the next level are looking at running backs, that's the run you want to show them right there.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Again,
any of the fast guys, they're open. Yeah, he's fast. He can run. But
that's Chavis. He's out near a first down. Maybe if the guy on the near side marks it, I think we're going to be a half short. Oh, it's right at the 35.
Is that the right foot, left foot?
Well,
we're going to measure.
It's the thickness of the lump. They're going to signal it. They knew where it started.
The thickness of the what?
It was going to be thickness of the line, or the thickness of the official, and remembering where he started.
There are times, really, when you think about it, football placement. If you watch officials, most of them put the ball where the knee hits. The knee is always. Most good backs, they fall forward. The ball is ahead of the knee.
Yeah, a yard or more. Straight ahead again, Chavis, 5, 6, 7. The tackling, the legs are starting to.
Well, he said right there, I'm going to make sure there's no doubt on the first down.
Yeah. So that was a heck of a run right there by Carlos Chavis. He's been very impressive. Now Rashad Berry in, flanked out to the far side. The last time we saw him, he was making a spectacular touchdown catch with 0.8 seconds left in the half. Williamson's going to take it on student body left. Chavis lead blocker. First down and more inside the 50 and down to about the 45 before he goes out of bounds. Eddie Williamson with about 10 yards there.
And nobody touched him.
No.
That was just he kind of ran it, smart idea. Don't get hit, but there was just boom, boom, boom. Just keep picking away. So there's the outside play. Now you come back with the inside. Inside, outside. Now you got them. Their heads are spinning.
Going to run the same thing near side. Student body right this time. 40.
Nice
pushing a blocker. 35, 33. Williamson with another first down.
Sherm with a great block.
Yeah, he
just gets in the guy's
and he maintained contact for about 7 yards.
Yeah, just run him off. Boy, what a great
And this is just what you'd hoped for if you were a Titan fan coming out in the second half. 3 and out from the defense, and then let's take it down and remove all doubt, hopefully. This is Saunders straight ahead, hit at the line, maybe a yard.
And, Jay, we got to mention those interior linemen again.
There's a flag now. This is for some extracurricular stuff on the near side. This is an important call. That's going to be on them.
Yeah.
And it looks like a personal foul.
We got Josh Finn at one tackle.
Slyworthy is the other.
And then we got, is it Smith is a guard?
I believe so, Matt Smith.
And then Pregame is the center, correct?
Yes.
And I don't know who the other guard.
Edgar Vasquez has been out there quite a bit, 67.
Those guys worked, you know, I told you I was at practice. They run that timing. Those guys are zigzagging, pulling, trapping, doing all the things over and over and over and over again. And look how that's paying off.
Yep.
They are just chewing them up inside.
So the penalty takes it down into the red zone at the 18. 1st and 10, Lorain. Williamson twin backs. Student body left. Eddie's got the 15. There's a flag, though.
And I don't know, who is the left split at 10? Is it 10?
I think it's 17. It could be 10. It could be Kevin Davis.
Well, we'll give them both credit because it was a great block out there. I apologize. I cannot see that number. But he did.
It's signal. All indications it's going to be on Lorain.
Yeah.
Holding against the Titans, moves it back to the 25. Spot of the foul was the 15, so it's first and about 16. Not as bad as it could have been.
Oh, yeah.
In fact, we'll call it the 24.
Here comes the blitz.
Yeah. Williamson straight back, wants to throw. In trouble now, pops it outside to the left, down the sideline. Run out of bounds at about the 20-yard line. Gain of about 4, but if there's one thing that you take away from this, what we've seen so far, is the Titans have a habit of getting off schedule in the red zone.
Yes. Finishing a drive.
Second and 12 here.
Right.
From the 20. 7 minutes to go.
And this should be a first down on about the 10.
Right.
Without that penalty.
Williamson. Pitch out on the option. That's Chavis. Nice cut back down the middle of the field to hash marks. Spinning to the house.
Great spin move.
Carlos Chavis been watching somebody in practice because that was the Sherman Saunders move. But he added, put the hand on the ground and steady yourself.
Very nice job. Very nice. You saw it when he made the pitch, and you said there were no white jerseys. Yeah, but that's a good thing.
Well, let's, as you know, I'm sure we'll get a look at it again. 33 goes 20 yards.
There it is.
Give Eddie Williamson credit for the ball handling here. The fake to Saunders, the quick
coming
pitch.
right at us. Right
breaks
there.
a tackle there, cuts it back to the hash.
Right there.
There's contact. Spin arm goes down at the 5.
Nice
job. And then there's a flag in the end zone.
Yeah. Nice call, nice play call, nice execution.
And
we got a guy down. Cramps.
We talked about it in the first half, and I said to you, do they have the toss play? Well, there it was.
Yes, they do.
30-12 is the score. There's a Bulldog with a leg cramp, it looks like.
Here's the scoring play again.
There's the toss. And there's your defensive end in charge of containment. Broken tackle. Cut. Spin. Arm down. Backwards. Spin again.
Get on my back. I'm in, buddy.
And then that may have been. Oh, he spiked the ball. I hope they didn't call that. That's where the flag went down, so we don't know if it's going to be.
Yeah, you don't know. It's.
I mean,
he spiked it, but it wasn't a spike.
And it was if anybody got hit with it, it was a teammate. Now they're talking to Coach McFarland and Chavis, so one can assume.
Maybe that's what.
As the Bulldog player stretched out at the 9-yard lines, now they're going to help him up. And
knowing Coach McFarland, he might have told the officials, say, hey, explain to him what he did wrong.
Yes.
I mean, Dave would do that. I mean, that's a good,
3, Jalen Allen is the dog with the bad leg.
Well, we'll find out on the kickoff.
Yes, because the extra point's going to come from the 3. This has been another weakness of both teams. We've had 7 touchdowns and no conversions.
Right, and at least 3 or 4 of them for Lorain should have been caught.
Yep.
That's a little different formation here.
Yep. 3 to the right. Williamson straight back, look in pass.
Slant.
Hey, we got one.
There it is. That was well executed.
That was well called, too.
Yep. Put everybody to the right so you got single coverage and run the slant.
So Williamson pass complete. And I'm trying to see. I can't tell 16 Russell Webster or 10 Kevin Davis.
I thought it was a single digit. That tells you what I'm seeing. Oh, boy.
I think it was Kevin Davis, number 10. That's who we're going to have to credit.
Well, it's 32-12, so we got a 20-point lead.
And, you know.
And that did not take long to march it down the field.
No, it didn't. And we didn't talk on the air yet about the new rule much, but anytime a team goes up 30 points in the second half, the clock runs, stopping only on timeouts, quarters, and
touchdowns.
Scores.
Yes.
And it will run until the other team is within 30.
Right.
Now the 15 yards is being marched off.
The winning ticket is right here. Where'd it go?
And the other rule this year, point of emphasis, is the targeting rule. And that means if there's a quick change, a punt, whatever it is, somebody's running down the field, they're not in the play, and somebody semi-blindsides the guy, there's no need for that hit. That is and I like that rule. That is a good rule. That they're trying to remove the old cheap shots. You know, the guy's scoring way on the right, you're way on the left, and there's somebody roll blocking you up.
Is this a new rule, too, where nobody can be more than 5 yards from the ball on the kickoff, I believe? Saunders straight ahead. That's going to come down at about the 32-yard line. 7 Terrence Jones cuts it up the far hash to about the 43-yard line, where Scott will take over for the second time in the third quarter. 6:46 to go in the third. Lorain 32, Toledo Scott 12. Well, you know, if Dave McFarland needs somebody to explain the rules, there ain't anybody better than Ed DeHanis down there.
Well, if Ed didn't know, he'd make it up. So.
Yeah. So, 1st and 10 at the 43. Scott comes out in the gun. Kevin Banks, number 12, their Division I running back, running tailback. High snap, brings it down, keeps it, rather than try the mistimed handoff, bounces it outside, and he's going to lose a couple.
Oh, boy.
And if you look, there are 2 Titans not walking back from that tackle.
Correct.
Get to the ball and arrive in a bad mood. And that's what they're doing right there. That was well strung out. We've talked all night about the defensive ends keeping contained, and that's Naz Bohannon and Rashad Berry.
Well, the interior line, too. I can't get all those numbers. I'm sorry. But those guys are doing the job.
2nd and 13 at the 40 for Scott. Snap back, wants to throw, does throw, flag down. This might be ineligible downfield.
That's it.
Because of the way they lined up on the outside. Yeah. The flanker was covered by the wide receiver.
Well, we talked about that earlier. I questioned some of their alignments. Now, of course, if you run out of that, there's no penalty. Yeah. But, yeah.
And that's what it is. It's.
Yeah, back them up 10. Is it?
I think it's only 5.
But maybe lost it down? I don't know.
They haven't changed the number. Well, 2nd down. Loss of 5 makes it 2nd and 18.
Well, I tell you, you cannot lose your quarterback.
Ugh.
But they've lost 2, like I said earlier, they've lost 2 players. The quarterback and see, these guys are all these 2. Now they're back.
Now he's back.
But they've lost their best running back, too.
And looking to pass. Now he's going to run, and we're going to see a little bit of that ability that's going to send him.
There it is. But
turn him into a rocket. He gets 16 of the 18 back across the 50.
But that's on a scramble.
Yep. And for the first time tonight, the Titans gave up the outside.
Yes. But, and it was – those are hard plays. When that guy starts running around, and he's a good runner, but here it is. Now, this could end up being a 3-yard loss. I mean, that's the way it's gone for the Bulldogs.
3rd and 2 at the 49. 16-yard play, definitely the longest play from scrimmage for the Bulldogs.
It's almost like you want them to throw it because they got a problem doing that.
Straight ahead. Banks stumbles. He's going to have the first down. He's going to cut it near side. Got another block down to the 40. And words that I haven't said much tonight, Tomo, is first down. Scott.
Yeah.
And, here's the other thing. Now they're really panicking.
Oh, geez.
Because Kevin Banks, number 2, is the one that carried the ball and has been taking the snaps. He's down. He's going to at least have to come out for a play.
Now, should we
so applications are being taken on the sidelines here, I think.
Should we give that little bit of trivia that we've discovered? Why this team is called Scott?
Well,
named after the
the former publisher of the Toledo Blade in 1844.
Yeah.
And let me see if I can find.
And there's a highway, a street, a big street, in right outside of Venice, Florida, called Toledo Blade Boulevard.
Yes.
So I'm thinking somebody, well, obviously Toledo Blade, somebody was pretty influential to get a big street named after him.
This is Jessup Wakeman Scott High School.
There you go.
Jessup Wakeman Scott
and what was that year again?
Editor of the Blade from 1844 to 1847. So one would think that in the pre-Civil War era, he may have been some sort of an abolitionist type newspaperman.
Yep.
Give is straight ahead, expecting nothing else, but the gain is about 3. Number 6, Malcolm Martins, a freshman, took the snap and just turned and handed it off. He did his job.
Yes, he did. And tell me he's not got a little case of the shakes down there.
He went immediately to the coach for another play.
Well,
as we say, though, they have no freshman program. They have no JV program. Tomorrow, the younger Titans will travel to Perkins, Sandusky Perkins, for a doubleheader beginning at 10 a.m., I believe. Freshman followed by JV.
Ah, good. At least they found them a game.
Yes. So the 2nd and 8, 4th 29 to go, clock running 3rd quarter. Lorain by 20. And still no sense of urgency for the Bulldogs. Snap back. Going to have the freshman heave one downfield. Got a man. Aaron Neal, though. Aaron did the right thing, kept him outside.
Yeah, that's all. Yeah. And he knew where the ball was.
Yep.
And there's no need for dramatics. If it's not right to you, just let it go and don't be taking chances. Yep. Be aggressive. This might be the best thing that happens to the Toledo program right here.
Oh.
This kid's getting some experience, and although what are they going to do tomorrow? They don't have that. Yeah, they don't have a
They're
game.
They're going to sleep in.
Yeah. But I mean, really, you got to have a legitimate backup quarterback.
Right. 4:16 to go, 3rd quarter. 3rd and 7 for the Bulldogs. Give straight ahead, cutting back, and nowhere to go. That was Jalen Allen, who's had his issues with leg cramps.
And who was that? Was one of the linebackers. Man, I can't read the numbers.
No.
25?
Orlando, it might have been Orlando Diggs or Aaron Huff. I can't tell 28 from 26.
Yes.
Now, Huff's been playing most of the game inside there.
But he's more of a down guy, isn't he? Or maybe he's not. I don't know.
He's the other.
He's the other one
linebacker.
Along next to Sterling. Well, here's a big play right here. There's no doubt.
4th and let's call it 8. Twins to each side, straight back. This is the regular semi-quarterback, and that's Aaron Neal on the deflection. Neal's got a convoy.
Oh, geez.
50.
This could. He could go.
Aaron Neal, 50.
He's going to go.
10, cuts back. Oh! Caught at the 8-yard line, and I'm going to tell you something. That's Kevin Banks. That's the kid that they just helped off with leg cramps. That's the Division I running back.
He came back. He made the tackle.
He stayed with the play, down 20 at the end of toward the end of the third quarter.
He never gave it up. That's a play you want to show your college recruiters.
Yes.
Never quit. Yep.
Aaron Neal.
But here it is again.
The double deflection.
They throw the thing out there, bing, bang, bang. All of a sudden, well, I think I'll run this thing.
I'll go this way because there's nobody over here.
Oh, and look at the blue shirts in front. I mean, this is a beautiful run. Look at, that's a good shot right there.
And Aaron just runs out of gas here.
They barely got him.
Took a Division I athlete to bring me down, Coach.
There you go, yeah.
First and goal on the 9 for the Titans. Give to Saunders. Saunders hitting the backfield. He's not going to go anywhere this time. Going to lose a couple, I think. Going to be about the 11 when they untangle.
Well, they've gone to the well a lot of times on that. Now, you watch. They'll fake that and he'll come out, or he'll run that little read option play.
Well, you know, they ran the option to the near side with Chavis. Can you run it to the left with Sherm? Because it's the wider side of the field here. Straight back, Williamson in route, off the hands of the receiver, 17 Brown.
That was there.
Well thrown.
Yeah.
Contact on delivery, but it'll be third down. The Titans again in danger of misfiring in the red zone. If it was a little bit colder, I'd say those were snowballs that came from the top of the bleachers.
Judging from the guys in the hats scurrying over at some kids doing something they should.
Forrest Gump sometimes had it right. Straight ahead, Saunders, inside the 10 to about the 8. And it's going to bring up fourth down and 8, 2:20 to go. Let's see, the defense is strapping on the headgear. Fourth and 8. Straight back, Williamson.
Throw it. Oh, there was
a whistle and a flag. And I think Eddie saw it, but he got planted. Number 9,
see, there could be
Easter.
There could be there was a whistle and that guy leveled my quarterback. What are you doing? There was a whistle and the kid leveled my kid.
The penalty, initial penalty is procedure against Lorain. Flag now for the assistant coach on the field for Lorain. He pointed right at him, so there's no doubt what this one is.
Yeah. Well, he's right. You can't be on the field.
No. As an assistant coach on the basketball bench, I've been told more than one time, I'll listen to the organ grinder, but the monkey's got to be quiet.
That's right, yep.
And
it's one of those.
You know what? It's just a warning. They're going to call it a sideline violation, which is good officiating.
That's good, yeah. Or the other classic, coach, one more time, you'll be warming the bus up.
Yeah. Now there's an official's timeout.
Oh boy. Now what?
Well,
they got a guy down over there.
They got a guy on the sidelines. That's a coach.
Looks like a coach.
And he looks mad.
There's some bizarre things going on here.
Can't see what that is over there on the sideline, but there was some angry.
There was
some barking bulldogs going on over there.
Yeah, but one guy was on his hands and knees.
A la bulldog.
Arf? I don't know.
But Williamson shakes off the blind side.
Now, where are we?
We're on the
fourth?
13. We're fourth and goal. Rashad Berry time. Straight back, Williamson. Looking for Berry to the corner. He's got it.
Oh,
touchdown.
Man. Right on the fingertips. That
Rashad Berry.
As soon as he turned, you knew he had it, right?
Rashad Berry, 14 yards from Eddie Williamson.
Now what?
And now we're discussing some other stuff. After the play, another flag. And you know what? If you want to know what Eddie Williamson is about, instead of coming out after that blindside hit, he stood up and threw a touchdown pass.
That's it. Yep.
Unsportsmanlike conduct, Lorain.
Well, all the coaches ran out on the field. I think that was just a congratulatory. Well,
now that's.
I don't. These guys, I don't criticize officials very often, but I mean, they're forever. This is taking forever.
Dead ball, unsportsmanlike conduct, Lorain. So the touchdown stands. The try for 2 will be from the 3, and again we'll kick off with a 15-yard penalty. And teachable moment for the Titan coaches is poise.
Yeah.
When all about you are losing their head, do not lose yours. So, Titans converted the last extra point. Williamson has Saunders to his right, Chavis to his left. Near side 17 is Brown.
Could be the slant again, to the left.
2-step drop. Now he's rolling. Going to throw it into the corner of the end zone over everybody. There were Titans everywhere. Number 9, Xavier Lorenzana was out there. But when the dust settles, 1:34 left in the third quarter. 38 Lorain, 12 Scott. The lead is 26. Why is that significant, Bob?
Well, if they get 4 more points, they're going to have the running clock.
Which may take longer than if we played it, because I'm sure there's got to be some special instructions to the clock keeper.
No. It's the guy in a white hat.
He just
will come over and he points to his wrist. Or first he points at the clock, points to his wrist, and gives it that spin it.
Okay.
And you're supposed to know. Which you should have read your little book or whatever. But yeah, it's pretty obvious.
So the kickoff will again come from the 25.
Man, special teams have gotten a workout today, huh?
Yeah. And, Eddie Williamson gets the plaudits there for getting up and shaking off that big hit and throwing a touchdown. But let's not forget the play that Aaron Neal made on the deflected pass.
Absolutely. And how about, we're talking kickoffs and all this. How about the one that was kind of a schmucky kick?
Yeah.
And the guy that Lorain picked it up and,
Yeah.
That led to a touchdown.
And picked it up. Didn't fall on it. Picked it up and had to be tackled.
Yep. Wouldn't that have been something?
Yeah.
We kicked off to ourselves and scored.
Yeah, we returned
now that's
our
a
own
different
kickoff.
Yeah. You what?
Saunders will kick again from the 25. Foot into the ball. Short kick. Going to come down up 40 to one of the up man. Drops it. Picks it up. Circles back to the 35. Going to go wide. Being tracked. Big hit. Big hit there.
I'm sure he's thinking, why didn't I just
Malik
fall on the
Anderson,
ball
14, with the big pop on the kickoff return. Minute 25 rather to go, third quarter.
Now the question is, who's going to be the quarterback?
Well, the interception was thrown by Banks.
There it is again.
Here's the interception right here.
Yep. And that was a run of just a thing of beauty right there.
And the discipline to convert from defense to offense and not get a penalty on a 60-yard
A lot
return.
of times there's somebody's running down there trying to do something, and 20 yards behind the play, he pushes a guy in the back or something.
First and 10, Bulldogs, I formation now, twins to both sides, whistle. And that had to be something with the ball. Timeout.
A timeout.
Okay.
Coach, I mean,
no flag.
No, but I mean.
They're waving them off.
They called it just before the.
Yeah. I was going to say there was laundry everywhere. So, again, minute 25 to go, 38 Lorain, 12 Scott. And it's been the guys you'd expect if you were following Lorain. It's the seniors, the 3-year guys. Rashad Berry with 2 touchdowns on a pass. Sherman Saunders, I'm sure over 100 yards, including a lengthy touchdown run of 58 yards.
It's a good way to get started on your 100.
Eddie Williamson's got a touchdown run and 2 passes for touchdowns.
Berry's got a couple of snags.
And Mincy with the big punt return for a touchdown, and Aaron Neal with the interception that set up the last one.
Spreading the wealth. But you win with seniors. That's the way it's done.
And, most of those guys are 3-year lettermen.
Yep. They paid their dues. So these guys are all on the line of scrimmage. I don't care what anybody says.
Yep. There's the snap back.
And a fumble.
Yep,
and
ball
Lorain,
on the ground, and I think
Lorain
it's blue.
Picked it up.
Flags.
And a flag. What? Somebody's got to be chirping out there. And I think it's on
Let's
Scott.
see. That was definitely after the whistle.
Yes.
So
because the near side official immediately pointed Lorain ball. Yep, Lorain ball. And then they're going to penalty.
Now they're marching this off from the line of scrimmage, so no, they're not. They marched it off from there, so it's just across the 50. The question is, first down Lorain, I think they pointed.
I would think.
That's the offense coming out on the field.
Yeah. So it had to be a dead ball foul. Somebody had to say something because there was no. There's the drop. I don't see any. I mean.
And it's already, the flags are in the air.
Yeah. I don't know who knows.
Let's give credit. Aaron Huff was right there, but on the ball was Naz Bohannon, the defensive end, number 15. He's a sophomore. Saunders cuts it up, spins, 5-7. That's called yak. Yards after contact. Good run for Sherm. And we'll be under a minute the next time the ball is snapped. Let's give him 6. Bohannon in now on offense. And let's see where he lines up. He's going to be a big. He's lining up a quarterback. He is perhaps the heir apparent. Naz Bohannon near side, student body right. Oh, and his Nebules gave out at the 50. He falls ahead for a couple yard loss to the 47, we'll call it. Going to be 3rd and 7. Clock down under 30 in the quarter. Bohannon stays in at quarterback. Kevin Davis in slot far side. Near side is 17 Brown. Saunders and Chavis, I believe, still the backs. Bohannon takes the snap, looks to throw, throws the slant. Nice defensive play there, because had that not been made, we'd be lining up again for an extra point.
That's right. The DB just reached right in front, knocked it down.
Kevin Davis was the intended receiver. So 4th down, Williamson's going to, Eddie's just had enough after that last hit there. He got up off the canvas through the TD, but I think
it's
38-12. Yeah,
you got to lead.
I was going to say, Naz is playing the whole game at defense, but he's a sophomore. He may be the heir apparent.
Very well could be.
Like I say, he's going to be a big-time athlete before he's through. If not in football, then on the basketball court, because he lettered last year for John Rossitano. Williamson's about 12 yards deep. Double safeties for Scott. Williamson's going to run it. Tackled up high.
That was a great job by that.
That was a super job.
That defensive end. I mean, why? He knocked down 2 guys, one in each arm.
Damian Spearman, number 80 for Scott, played the protector and the punter. Not sure.
You knew when he took off, that was not going anywhere.
Yes. Well defensed. At the 46-yard line, 2.7 to go in the quarter. Clock stopped on the change of possession. Starting to see some clean shirts on the field for Lorain. Anthony Vasquez, 70 in the interior. Barry's still out there. Kenneth Washington, 13 out there. Bohannon's still in. I see Orsler is in the middle of the defense. 28, Huff still there. It's still the third quarter.
Well, they took Sterling.
Sharp's out, yes.
Sharp's out, yeah.
Snap back. This is the freshman. Pass high, picked off. And here we go. All the way.
Pick 6.
To the house.
And that is
That might be Aaron Neal yet again.
Is that 15?
No.
13.
That's Aaron Neal.
It's
number 3.
Yeah. Number 3.
Number 3, Aaron. Is it? No, I can't see
13.
now. He just got engulfed. 21, how about that?
Well, just pick a number.
Sam McGuigan.
These are horrible numbers to read. I'm sorry.
They're not helping us any.
Well,
last play of the third quarter.
How are you supposed to tell who they are?
McGuigan gets a 54-yard INT return.
Because you can't tell the difference between a 6, a 0, an 8. They're all, it's because
they're thick. They run together.
Yes, they do.
And I'm kind of thick too, so I'm having trouble with them. There's timeout. Lorain didn't have 11.
I mean, truly, we'd like to give the kids credit that deserve credit. And if you can't tell their numbers, I'm sorry.
Sam McGuigan, 21. Let's call it again on the timeout. Just made a nice break on the ball.
Oh, boy.
And straight shot home. If he'd have turned left, he'd be in the shower now.
Yep.
So 44-12. We'll see the clock get spinning here after the kickoff. Out for the conversion. Now it's time to preach poise, guys.
Because the signal will come after the extra point, which is an untimed play.
This is a frustrated bunch of Bulldogs.
It is.
And you don't want to
keep your cool.
You don't. Trips right. And that's Sherm Saunders taking the snap and going to try the straight ahead, fooling absolutely no one. So that's down and no good. So we are at 12 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. We're going to take a break because that was the last play of the third quarter on the INT by McGuigan. So 44 Lorain, 12 Toledo. Back with more right after this timeout.
We are back, and we are looking at a pretty lopsided matchup, Jim.
Well, that's putting it mildly, Ron. This newcomer has no idea what he's getting himself into.
Let's go to the action. I mean, the size difference alone is staggering.
Unbelievable, Ron. And this guy acts like he doesn't have a care in the world. What is he thinking?
Jim, this is one of those rare moments where I actually find myself at a loss for words.
Yeah, I can hardly bear to watch.
Every day, people tempt fate and die trespassing on railroad tracks. See tracks, think train.
Back here at George Daniel, beginning of the fourth quarter, and the official signals, running clock.
And they wound it already.
It's wound already, 11:40 to go, first play of the fourth quarter. And Quentin Pardon, I believe, is the kicker. And that one is going to come down at about the 26, brought back on a cut to the middle of the field and about the 36-yard line. And the clock remains running.
Now, the other officials are just out of normal practice are going to say stop the clock.
Right.
That's the way they do it. But you keep it running.
You know, and if you're the timer, they tell you, you watch the guy in the white hat.
That is correct, especially now. Because they will stop it if they go way, way out of bounds. They'll stop it for a second or two. But pretty much,
it's 11.
There's 11 minutes. This will take about 12 and a half minutes to do.
Right.
And it'll be over.
It stops on scores and it stops on timeouts, right?
Correct.
No incomplete passes, no out of bounds. And
no.
How about change of possession?
Change of possession, I think there's
might be the one other time.
Yeah.
So under center now. This is the freshman, number 6, Malcolm Martins. Straight back, give to the fullback. Got 2 or 3. That's McGuigan, 21, on that tackle, along with some friends. He came early and bought Angry Friends. Rashad Berry was there. 56, Darren Witten there.
If you're Toledo, that's probably the best strategy right now. Just a couple of bucks into the line. I mean, you're out of it, but just get it running and That's the way it is.
And the unfortunate part for them, without a JV and a freshman team, this might be where your young guys get some reps.
Yeah, and they don't. That's the problem. It's very difficult to get anybody in the game right now.
Shotgun now. 2 receivers each side calling for the ball, but the left tackle was in motion. There's the signal. Going to march him back 5.
And the clock is still running.
The clock is running at 9:45 and ticking. Remember, we've run one play, a kickoff in one play, and 2.5 minutes have come off the clock. Now for Lorain, the young guys will play tomorrow morning.
Correct. But still, you'd like to get them on the big field, see what that's all about.
Calling again for the snap. 1-step drop, turn, look in, pass complete. Nice throw.
Oh,
that's
boy,
pretty
nice
good form tackle.
Yes, 56.
That's 56, Darren Witten.
Glad I recognize the number. I'm doing good.
Yep. And learn the name. Darren Witten's another one of those honor students that Coach McFarland's got.
He's always
playing.
talking about there's a lot of kids, honor roll kids.
Had the opportunity to work a little bit with Darren in the next month as I go in for some substituting, and very intelligent and polite young man. 5-man front for the Titans. Just a hat on a hat. That one's blocked.
Oh, that was bounced around. There were a couple of Titans said, ooh, I wish I would have.
Football.
Yeah.
Now 13, Kenneth Washington going to come off. He's had a nice game in the middle of that defense. Pardon is in there at the near side defensive end. 70, Anthony Vasquez. We may see some of the freshmen, which really might mess you up because you don't have those numbers.
I have no
Bob.
idea.
Drop, deep drop, under pressure, long pass, just too long for the receiver.
I see this started at 11 minutes. We're down to 8.
Yep. And the first down, change of possession.
I think we're going to see
stop long enough maybe to change the sticks, and away we
and that's
go,
it.
I think.
Yep, that's it.
So the sticks
as soon
shift.
as they're ready, it won't be on the...
Now it's rolling.
Now it's rolling, yep.
And we'll try to get some of these numbers. Nas Bohannon, 15, is the quarterback. 4, Dontravius Hawthorne is one of the backs. And Aaron Neal, 3, I believe. Near side receiver looks like Bakari Sims in the slot. Brown is split out. Timeout.
Timeout.
And this is about the only way it stops.
Yep.
7:36 to go in the quarter and the ball game. Get some of these other young guys. Kyle Greenfield was split out about 40 yards to the far side of the field. So we'll mention him because we can see his number on the way over.
And we got Hawthorne out there. He was a running back, number 4. I think they're
3
pretty
and 4
much,
are the backs. Aaron Neal and Hawthorne. Sly Worthy's still in there at one tackle spot. He's a sophomore.
Sims is a split end.
Josh Fenn is still on the field at the near side tackle, which means you're giving the young guys a chance to run with the big guys in front, which is not necessarily a bad thing.
Well, you don't want to get them busted up either. The young backs. I mean, that's...
Yeah, and the JV line's going to play 4 quarters tomorrow.
Yeah.
44-12.
See, the downside would be if Lorain couldn't have found those games in Perkins,
right?
Those kids wouldn't be playing,
That's
period.
Right.
And
now,
they wouldn't play tonight.
Now here comes a 7th offensive lineman.
Make it a switch.
Late on is Paragon, 57 in at guard. Straight ahead give. That's Hawthorne. He's got all the speed in the world. He spins inside the 20 and 25 to the 23. 13 yards on that one, and the clock will be under 7. 71, Gabe Larson, a freshman, or Gabe Larsosa, a freshman in. 77, David Larson, a freshman in. New set of tackles. Snap back,
guys, they're just...
Throw the slant. That's Greenfield with the catch down inside the 15 to the 11.
The Bulldogs secondary, they are really confused.
Think about what
around.
Williamson's stats would be like without the drops.
Oh, yeah. But you can see right now there's they're just not real sure how to line up. They're just kind of all standing around. And
Bohannon takes the snap, hands to Hawthorne on the cross. We used to call it the cross buck.
Yeah, or the scissors. Yeah, that's a good.
Inside the 8. I mean,
it's a tough play to stop. Who's got the ball? That's the bottom line.
I mean, the difference between the spread offense and the single wing is that the guy getting the ball's facing the defense, right?
Well, there's only so many ways you can do it.
Yeah.
So
now into the lineup. That looks like 12. Now, Brandon Sturgill, the quarterback, gives off Aaron Neal to the house. Brandon Sturgill comes in long enough to hand it to Aaron Neal, who takes it 8 yards for a touchdown. 5:42 to go.
It's going to be a long ride back to Toledo.
50-12.
I've been on those buses.
Yeah, I've been on both ends of these things.
It's not.
It's a lot more fun being 50 than it is 12.
Oh, it sure is.
Brandon Sturgill is the quarterback. He's a sophomore.
And I remember him. We did some, all the way up, 8th grade, 9th grade.
Yep.
He was a pretty good player.
Hawthorne is the running back to his left. Sturgill drops it, picks it up, and meets the defense. 50-12. 5:42 to go. And what that gives us, and the clock is running right now.
Yep.
And that official is making sure.
Well, I mean, if you just take your normal 30 seconds that you get, that's 2 plays a minute.
Well, I thought it was a little bit of an overbid reading the internet. Last year, Lorain defeated Scott 52-14, and I follow the mathematician out of the College of Worcester, Drew. His name escapes me now, but he predicts every game every week.
Oh, does he really?
For the season. It's very interesting website. It's fantastic50.net, and the 50 is numerals. And he had Lorain as a 27-point favorite tonight.
Where do they base that on? Right?
Well, yeah, this guy uses statistics and computers to run stuff through. Now, he's only got 2 weeks of statistics.
That's what I mean. The first few weeks, how would you do that? Well, you got this guy coming back, that guy. I mean, there's a lot of things that change. Interesting. Well, he's pretty close on this one.
He had the Titans as 22-point underdogs last week, and they won. There's the boot. Near side, it bounces at the 30 and rolls out of bounds. If it didn't hit the dog's hind leg, we're going to kick it again, or they're going to take it at the 40. Evidently, there's a flag on the play because the ball went out of bounds, so it wasn't touched. The clock is now stopped for whatever reason.
Now they're winding it. See, they give you a couple of seconds to get it back in there, but now they're cranking it up again.
So the ball spotted at the 35. Scott will take over. We're going to try and get some recognition for some of these young guys. Orlando Diggs, 26, is the near side corner. Anybody farther away than that's really hard to see.
The defensive end on this side is 40, 41 maybe.
Quentin Pardon, yes, he was in last series. 45 is the near side safety, Tommy Collins. McGuigan looks like he's the far side linebacker. Can't see who the other is. But he shot the gap and tried to run the play down from behind. On the tackle was Hawthorne, number 4, I believe. Here comes 36, and that is Robert Davis.
The other thing, this point of the game, you're running kids in there, and it gives the coaching staff a chance to evaluate kids that could be a number 1 backup and maybe a relief guy, and who you could put in there, and
it's
to give a guy a breather. This is important playing time. You're not just running out the clock. I mean, that's why I'm really not crazy about this rule.
I mean, I guess you could say that wrestling has this, right? With the if you get up so many, they have the majority decision. Do they stop that?
Yeah.
But other than that, what I mean?
No, there's no other. Well, baseball, if you get a certain, but
yeah.
baseball's not a timed thing.
There's no, yes. Yes.
And how do you tell a kid to strike out? I mean, that's.
I was listening to a discussion today on the radio in another state, and they have a 50-point rule, and if it goes over 50, the coach of the winning team is in danger of being suspended.
Well, they got a point there. I've seen coaches. I'll be very true. They're jerks, and they don't care. They'll
there's
just
a flag, and there comes the ball spitting out. Let's see what happened here. There's some pointing toward the Titan huddle.
So that if you're winning by 50 and you score another one, you could be suspended.
And they were talking about how they had to. Let's see who's trotting off.
70. 70. Yeah, 7-0.
7-0.
I can see on his
Anthony
shoulder.
Vasquez coming off. He's okay. So must have been offsetting the ball out of bounds. Minute 30 to go. They were talking about how at halftime last week they had to tell their young JV running back who was playing the second half, if you break one, you have to fall down, son. How'd you like to tell that to a kid in his moment of glory? The wide receiver on the far side of the field had about a 5-yard head start on everybody, but they came this way. If this were the Olympics, that false start would have been charged to the field because he was almost to the first down sticks when the ball snapped. But we're under a minute now. And our first experience with a running clock, Bob, is at least on the good side.
Yeah, it ran.
Yes, it did. And it's going to be a happy group when we're all said and done. 40 seconds to go here. This may be the last play of the ball game because it's fourth down. We might have to stop on a change of possession. Well, they're going to 25 seconds as the snap is made. Quick out short of the first down. Form tackle there.
That
26 by Orlando Diggs, 26.
That
clock is ticking as the Titans will take over on downs, but they won't have to run a play, and they won't run a play. So we've played the home opener at the George, and everyone gets to go home happy from the home team.
I'm glad you put the home team on there.
2-1 for the Titans on the young season.
Great start.
Yes.
Great start for the Titans.
And just a slip of the shoes away from a chance at being 3-0, honestly.
Oh, yeah, for sure. But you know what? That'll come. But I think they showed they got a little better tonight. There's some things, and, of course, every coach, you got to have some things to work on when you look at those films tomorrow. But they're nowhere near where Coach McFarland wants them. But, hey, they're getting better. They're looking good. We're looking forward to next week.
Next week, again, we come back for the Toledo Rogers Rams.
Hey, if we win that one, do we get the city trophy?
I think we do. I think we're the city champs of Toledo. Bob, let's take a quick look at the scoring while we got it here and watching the two teams shake hands. It opened on the first drive of the game. Eddie Williamson, a 7-yard run. Most of that work was done by Carlos Chavis, though, with the assist from Sherman Saunders. And it was 6-0, a minute 19 to go in the quarter, and Scott tied it at 6 on a 3-yard quarterback sneak there, both conversions failing. That was following an interception that started them at the 30, and they had 30 yards to go and got 35 yards in penalties, and it still took them 4 plays to score. So it was tied at 6, but the defense was doing the job. A minute 14 into the second quarter, Sherman Saunders took a handoff off left guard, and 58 yards later was in the south end zone, and it was 12-6. The next score, the defense held. Scott punted. Perry Mincy, who we talked about all night on returns, picked the ball up on a hop at the 42-yard line and ran straight ahead to about the 25, cut left, and was in the far corner of the end zone, and it was 18-6.
Give it the old hello, goodbye.
Yes. The Titans were driving again as we went under 2 minutes. Eddie Williamson went back to pass, was caught by a couple of linemen. As he went down, the ball popped out of his hand. One of the linemen picked it up, and ran it in 48 yards away, and it was 18-12 Lorain. And as well as the Titans had played, they were up one play. But Karma, she do some funny things. And the Titans got back, and we talked about being conservative. And they threw a pass on the first play, and it was complete to the near side for a first down. And then they had a good run to the far side.
Yep.
And another run, and they used their timeout. Well, anyhow, it got down to fourth down on the 22, fourth and goal on the 22 following some mishaps. And Eddie Williamson went straight back to pass, threw it long down the center of the field. 6'4" Rashad Berry stretched out for it while he was being tackled, pulled it in with two hands, and carried the cover man into the end zone with 0.8 seconds on the clock. We were at 24-12 Lorain at that point. The third quarter began with Scott in possession, 3 and out. And then Titans came back, and a 20-yard run by Chavis gave them their 5th touchdown of the night. And finally, Kevin Davis converted an extra point, the first one of the evening, and it was 32-12. With 1:34 to go in the third quarter, it was Berry again on 4th down, and he lined up in the slot on the far side, ran an out pattern. Eddie Williamson put it right in the hands. 14 yards for the score, 38-12. And Scott had the ball and was trying to move, and with the last snap of the third quarter, quarterback dropped back to pass, threw a ball to the far side. Sam McGuigan cut in front of the receiver at the 44-yard line, and 56 yards later, he was in the south end zone with zeros on the clock. And we were at 44-12, which meant that the fourth quarter was going to be pretty short, Bob.
Yes, and it was.
And it was, but the Titans had the ball one time. And in that one time, Aaron Neal went straight ahead for 8 yards and a score. 50-12 Titans, and 2-1 on the season, Bob.
And the Titans had several, to their credit, because of their defense, several short drives that they needed. They also had a couple of pretty long drives. So I think they offensively they did some pretty good things. They've got to clean up some of the penalties that they had, and they got to work on the kicking game a little bit. But I think they're coming along. They're doing a good job.
Well, and we'll get a chance to see them again next week right here at the George as the Toledo Rogers Rams come to town. And we'll be here with you. But for tonight, Titans 50, the Scott Bulldogs 12 for Bob Tomaszewski, for Joe Bach, for Terry Trout, for the video club at Lorain High School, and all the help that they've done and the great work that we get from them. This is Jay Ferguson wishing you all a good evening, everybody.
This has been a production of Lorain City Schools, TV 20 WLCS.
To purchase a high-quality copy of the program you just viewed, please call Lorain City Schools Television at 282-8400.